Rather large, welcome back to Cossy Podcast. My name is Cossy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in all parts of the world. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a brand new video. This is my combined 11, Arsenal versus Manchester United. Huge game, one that always causes divisions, one that always causes a lot of talking. So, what players in that Manchester United squad get into Arsenal's 11? I tell you what, not many of them. With the signing of Declan Rice, so many things have changed ever since we played Manchester United. We now have Rice, we have Kai Havertz, we have Julian Timber. So some of the players that Manchester United were busting with actually, like CASEMIRO, are questionable whether they still get into our starting 11. But I would love to ask you, how many players from that Manchester United squad do actually get into the Arsenal 11, the Arsenal starting 11? Because in my opinion, it's crazy. Hit the like button, subscribe to the podcast as well. Let's get into the starting combined 11 this season, purely on quality and ability. All right, so let's start off with the goalkeepers. Right, let's start off with the goalkeepers: Aaron Ramsdale and Andre Onana. Onana is 27, so as a goalkeeper he's lived more at the stage of goalkeeping. He's one of those really talented goalkeepers in terms of ball playing and shot stopping as well. He's actually a very good goalkeeper. 55 million euros, I think they've signed him from Inter Milan. It's a good deal. But Aaron Ramsdale, for me at the moment, I'll put him over Andre Onana. Reason, I think he's played 2-3 seasons in the Premier League. There is no one putting a goalkeeper who's played in the Italian Serie A, a goalkeeper that has played in the Dutch Eredivisie at the moment before impressing. I can't put him over Aaron Ramsdale. So I will go with Aaron Ramsdale. I think just for a little bit of banter, first and foremost, but then also, I really, really do think that Ramsdale is improving a lot as a goalkeeper. Three good seasons in the Premier League. Andre Onana has come to the Premier League and proved to us that he's such a very good goalkeeper. There's no question there. He is a good goalkeeper. But can he come and do what Ramsdale has done? Revolutionize the goalkeeping department at Arsenal, but then also make sure that our defense can actually be as strong as it is. I think it's one of the questions that Onana has to answer. Can he come to the Premier League with all the pressing, with all the running, with all the speed and the intensity of football, and actually cope up? Yes, he's done well with Ajax in the Netherlands. He's done well with Inter Milan. So can he deal with the ever-running players in front of goal in the Premier League? Let's wait and see. For now, I'll go with my boy Aaron Ramsdale. Now, right back, I'm going to go with Julian Timber. I'm going to go with Julian Timber at right back. And the reason is, to be honest, if they had Timber and we had Diego Dalot or Aaron Wan-Bissaka, they would have definitely said Timber is much better. Now, Man United and Arsenal play almost a very, very similar system where Aaron Wan-Bissaka literally inverts into midfield, something like that. Diego Dalot as well has got the same capabilities and plays more of his time as a midfielder. If you ask me, between Ben White, Timber, and the two players at Manchester United, Dalot and Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who is better at right back, I could have to shoot myself in the foot here, despite the fact that I've not seen him play for quite some time. I'm going to go with Julian Timber. I don't think Bissaka has the quality of a £50 million signing to play at Manchester United, even at the topmost level. I don't think he's a bad player. I think he's one of the best players 1v1, but I don't think he offers anything going forward as compared to a player like Julian Timber. With Diego Dalot, it's just a matter of time before he leaves Manchester United. They know. So Timber, for me, gets into that right-back position, and we're going to see more and more combined 11s next season, where Julian Timber is much better than the natural-born right-backs. Left-back: Zinchenko, Kivio, Tierney, Shaw. Of course, I'll go with the huge guy, Luke Shaw. I've always argued with Arsenal fans here. I don't think Arsenal have a left back as complete as Luke Shaw, because Luke Shaw's ability to go in front and create chances is phenomenal. His defensive ability is phenomenal as well. So I think he's one of the best fullbacks in the Premier League. He's one of the best left backs as well. Probably not in world football. There was a time where we all thought he would be among the best in world football, but then he dropped off a little bit. But I think Shaw at left back is a viable option. At centre back, I'm not going to go with two players, one each. I'm going to go with William Saliba right here at centre back. I'm going to go with William Saliba from Arsenal. I mean, you could place him wherever you want. And I'll go with Lisandro Martinez, right? I think this has become more like a norm now. This has become more like a norm, playing these two in a combined 11. And the reason is, I think Gabriel is talented. Gabriel is good. And I think Gilberto Silva was saying that Gabriel will one day influence football games for Brazil. Probably I don't have a problem with that. But Lisandro Martinez is much better, miles ahead of Gabriel. And I, on the same page, William Saliba's output and ability and whatever he offers the team right now is miles ahead of any other centre backs, Harry Maguire, Rafa Varane, and Victor Lindelof at Manchester United combined. I think the problem with Man United is they still have it in their heads that Rafa Varane is the Champions League winner, World Cup winner. I think he's a good centre-back. I think he was one of the best in the world at some point in time. But the injuries and the intensity of the Premier League have actually broken him down. And the last 3 years, Varane is more like my Rob Holding. I'm sorry. He's more like my Rob Holding. So I'll go with Lisandro Martinez and William Saliba. Saliba, best young centre-back in the Premier League. Lisandro Martinez, best new addition as a centre-back in the Premier League. Right. It is still very close, isn't it? Now, defensive midfield. Rice over Casemiro, right? Rice over Casemiro. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. This one, when we had Partey there, they could talk about this and that. They could talk about Casemiro and the Champions League, Casemiro and Brazil, Casemiro and the no red card record before coming to England. Right now, the only team that can say what's up to Arsenal in that defensive midfield position, in that DM, is Brighton and Manchester City. Manchester City have Lodri, probably the best DM in the Premier League, and Brighton can compete with Rice. Moises Caicedo can compete with Rice in that position. The rest, I don't want to hear your debates. I don't want to hear your debates. Declan Rice over Carlos Casemiro every single day. I would do that every single day. I think Man United fans here will disagree, and many people will disagree. But with Declan Rice, you have an elite ball winner, elite interceptor, a player that will position back for you without committing fouls, without breaking people's legs, and he will always be in the game. No excess 10 yellow cards and no red cards. Of course, he might pick up one or two, probably, but he's a player with absolute discipline, and his game is clean. So, in terms of winning the ball back cleanly, ball progression, there's no better player in the Premier League. Interception, there's no better player in the Premier League. So, Rice is a no-brainer at the moment. Of course, I'm going to annoy you here, Arsenal fans here. I'm really, really going to annoy you. Now, in this position here, right-hand side of the 10, right-hand side of the midfield, attacking midfield, right-hand side, I've got to go Bruno Fernandes. I've got to go Bruno Fernandes. And I've gone Bruno Fernandes, right? I've gone Bruno Fernandes there over Martin Odegaard. I've gone Bruno Fernandes over Martin Odegaard. Yeah. And Odegaard is my captain. Bruno is the new captain at Man United. He's so influential for Manchester United. He's very influential for Manchester United. You could argue that the level of importance of Odegaard is very, very closely similar to the level of importance of Manchester United. But why I've given them Manchester United, why I've given them Bruno Fernandes in that lineup, in that midfield, they literally have no one else. That team depends on Bruno Fernandes. Creativity. He's creating more chances than any other player in the Premier League since arriving in the league. He's creating more goal scoring opportunities than any other player, and I think he's truly a beauty to watch when you're going forward. I think with Martin Odegaard, I can play them both in the same team. Martin on the left or on the right, and Bruno on the left or the right, and they will work well. But they have to compete for one spot, and today I've gone with Bruno Fernandes. Odegaard, he's good. I love him. He's my man. He's my captain. I've got to defend him. But I'm going to throw him under the bus a little bit. Not because of anything. I love him. He's so good, isn't he? Like one of the best in the Premier League last season. But I've gone with Bruno Fernandes because of his extra creativity. I've gone with Bruno Fernandes because I know he can get the job done as well. Right? So Bruno, not my captain, of course, in my team. No question about that. But we know the quality is there. He's got that quality. Okay, left midfield, Mason Mount versus Kai Havertz and Emil Smith-Rowe plus Eriksen. Here you have Eriksen, you have Mount, you have Fred, you have McTominay, you have Kai Havertz, you have Emil Smith-Rowe. Okay. Mount covers Kai Havertz and Emil Smith-Rowe. These are all really talented players, and Eriksen is also a very talented player. Okay. But losing Granit Xhaka in that position just gives Arsenal a massive upgrade. So in that position, I'm going to go with Kai Havertz. And this is my reason. Havertz at Chelsea absolutely dominated the statistics in a team where Mason Mount was present. He was playing out of position and he absolutely, dominated and obliterated all the statistics. It was like a one-man team. Chelsea were like a one-man team. Kai Havertz is underrated. I don't think he is massively better than Christian Eriksen at his prime. Right now, Kai Havertz is better. I think his goal-scoring ability is much better. I think his exploitation of space is much better. His investigation of space is much better. And he's going to play the same role as Mason Mount. Defensively, Mount has got some legs, okay? But going forward, creating chances in advanced areas in the final third, Mason Mount, I'm just sorry. I don't think he's got the quality. I don't think he's got that cutting edge a player like Kai Havertz has. And the talent is just not there. I'm sorry. On the left-hand side, it is definitely Marcus Rashford. Like, unless you want to cause World War III, Rashford has been... he is an electric player. I don't want to play him down through the middle. Like, that's not a mistake. That's not a mistake I usually perform. I don't. I want to play him where Erik ten Hag has got the best out of him, and that is off the left, drifting through the middle. Okay. So I don't care about his drifting. I think at the moment I will consider him better than Martinelli. I'll consider him. I think him and Trossard, if they're given season to season, Arsenal to Man United, they will say what's up. Trossard will say what's up, and Rashford will say what's up. Okay, so I think Trossard has got something like 15 assists in his locker, plus 13 goals or 15 goals in his locker, 30 goal contributions. Marcus Rashford has got goals and assists as well in his locker. I can see him go up to 20, 30, 35 goal contributions a campaign. So I'll go with Marcus Rashford because I think in that position, he's one of the left wingers that the world is expecting to at least to be great in the next season. Gabriel Martinelli, for me, he's got to work on a few things, but my boy is saying what's up at such a very, very young age. But I'll drop him. Right wing Anthony, Jadon Sancho, and and Saka, I just don't understand how Man United are spending all that amount of money on a player who looks like Elanga, and they have sold Elanga to Nottingham Forest. They have spent over 150 million on Anthony and Jadon Sancho, and they have sold Anthony Elanga for 15 million. Of course, it should be so. I did think about Garnacho, but Saka right now in that position, there are no questions. There are no questions on Bukayo Saka right now in that position. He is freaking good. He's one of the best in that position. Like him, Rodrigo, Madrid, Riyad Mahrez, they are in the same pool. Yes, they're in the same pool, okay? Right wingers, best in the world. Trust me, he's going to be up there. Through the middle, Man United don't have a striker, right? So I could put anyone there. I could put anyone. But of course, I'll go with Jesus. Until Manchester United get a striker, and I mean a good striker. I'm not talking about an 8-goal striker per season. I'm talking about a striker who has levels to his game. I still think that boy, Gabriel Jesus, will always be in the starting 11. So this is my combined 11. It has Rashford as a Man United player, Bruno Fernandes as a Man United player, and Martinez and Shaw. 4 Manchester United players, 7 Arsenal players, right? I think I've been very fair, really, really fair. I don't think I've been deluded, and I don't think I've been very, very harsh on Man United players. Like, it's not a bad one, is it?